welcome back to Books with Brandywine. Today is Wednesday in a beautiful August, and school is starting around the country. And so today I wanted to talk about some of my favorite fictitious schools. I went through the list of every single book I've read and tried to pick out all the ones that actually had schools in them. And I don't mean just like they went to school a couple days, but mostly it focused on other stuff. I wanted to try and pick books where they were actually at the school as a setting for the story. And it turns out I haven't read very many books that were like that, which is weird because I read a lot of middle school books and I feel like a lot of middle schoolers would be in school, but apparently not. So I have narrowed it down to 5 books and an honorable mention. There are some other books that are also that take place in schools, like All the Boys I've Loved Before, but it's just like a regular high school, nothing particularly special about it, so I didn't include it on the list. Each of the schools that I included, I tried to have something really cool about them that I really liked. So without further ado, let's get into it. So of course, the first book that I chose is Harry Potter, because we all love Hogwarts. There is not enough amazing things we can say about Hogwarts, and I love that this cover has it in the corner. Actually, you can see an even bigger version of it. So it's all right there, kind of, and he's in the hallways of Hogwarts, and you've got the Forbidden Forest back there. And so, I mean, this forest is cool. It has a lake on the grounds. It has a Forbidden Forest on the grounds. And there's that awesome Hogsmeade Village that's right next to the school. Not to mention all the cool things inside the school, like the awesome restrooms, the prefix bathroom, which I'm convinced is the coolest bathtub ever created, the room of requirement, which is pretty sweet, the rooms where they did the astronomy classes, I don't think, or maybe it was the divination classes, the ones where the centaur taught, which I need to reread because they aren't in the movie, so I don't remember too many details about them. But basically, Hogwarts is awesome. And I am a proud Ravenclaw, so I had to include Hogwarts on my list. Another favorite school for me, surprisingly, is in Ready Player One. And the schools in this book all take place in virtual reality. And all of the schools are on a single planet in the virtual reality, and all the schools have the exact same layouts. And I forget how he said that they're broken up depending, how they know which school that you're assigned to. But you're assigned to a school, and all the schools are supposed to be exactly the same. And I just thought that was a really interesting concept, that they would all be like that. And that they have passes so that if the sports teams from different schools are playing each other, you can use the pass to go to that, or to teleport to that other school so you can watch your sports teams play. So I thought that was a pretty interesting concept, that you can go into this virtual world and do all of your schooling from your home. I think that would be great, especially if you're having a sick day where you're too sick to go and spread germs, but you're not so sick that you can't do work and stuff. I think that would be really cool to have that virtual school. And the next school that I chose is, I'm pretty sure she goes to a school, it's from the Lioness Quartet. And the main character, Alanna, ends up going to the castle to try and to become a knight. And so she has to take classes, and she has to learn how to be a page and then a squire and a knight. And she has to take all kinds of classes. She has to take learning classes, and then she has to also take athletic classes, like archery and stuff. As far as I can remember, I haven't read these books since I was in high school, so it could be completely wrong. But in my memory, I remember her going to the castle and actually taking classes during the day, and then being split up with all the main academic classes in the morning and then the athletic classes in the afternoon. I could be totally wrong on that, but I'm going off of memory here, and my memory says that she went to a school. The next school that I have is the Wheel in the School, and this school is just, if I remember correctly, and again, I read this book when I was in elementary school, but if I remember correctly, it's just one of those old one building, those one room, one building schools, and the kids decide that they want to try and bring storks back to their town. So they put a wheel on top of the school so that they can build a stork nest so the storks will come back to the town. I'm pretty sure it's storks and not egrets. It could be egrets. that book is actually one of the books that's on my list to reread because I loved it so much when I was in elementary school. And so when I thought of a school, like that was the first thing that popped up on my head was A Wheel on a School. And if you guys haven't read it yet, definitely go read it. I forget what language it was originally in, Swedish or Danish or something. And the one that I read was an English translation. But it's a really, really good book. And it's just really sweet and really well written. So definitely go check that out. The next book on my list is The Isle of the Lost. And for this book, it's Auradon Prep is the school. Well, there's two schools in this book, actually. Well, actually, now that I think about it, this school is all about, or this book is all about Dragon Academy, I think it's called. Dragon something. So, Dragon Hall is the name of the school that's on the Villains Isle. So actually, if I want Auradon Prep, I need to go get the other book. Okay, so we have both of them. They're the same series, so I'm going to count this as the same book. But the first one, they're in Dragon Hall, which is the school that is on the Isle of the Lost for all the villain kids. And then in the rest of the books, they are in Auradon Prep, which is the school that is in Auradon that is attended by all the heroes' kids and the princes and princesses' kids. And so I actually really liked both schools. I thought that it was really cool how they were written. The Dragon Hall is in a dungeon, and the principal is Dr. Facilier, the witch doctor from the Frog Princess. And then the teachers are all different villains, and so there's the wicked stepmother, I'm forgetting her name, but she's one of the teachers. And in fact, one of the teachers is the wizard from the Wizards of Princess, but he's not a bad teacher. He's just there to help balance things out or something like that. I don't remember what he said his purpose was. And then in Auradon Prep, the teachers are like the fairy godmother, and I don't even know who the other teachers are because I feel like they don't really mention the other teachers, but they definitely take a class with the fairy godmother. And so they're learning how to be good and everything. Their school is obviously a lot cleaner and not as scary and not in a dungeon like the Dragon Hall. But honestly, I think, okay, I know Dragon Hall is really evil and everything, but I think the Dragon Hall is actually a lot cooler than Auradon Prep. But at Auradon Prep, they have dorm rooms, and you get to live in the dorm rooms and get to eat good food and get to be clean and dry and stuff. So I guess I prefer Auradon Prep. Plus, the other kids seem pretty cool. Whereas in Dragon Hall, all the kids hate each other and are evil to each other. In Auradon Prep, they actually get along and work as a team. So that's pretty cool. Both of those schools are actually really, really cool. For honorable mention, I have the Sideways Stories from Wayside School. And I don't remember anything about that book. I read it when I was in elementary school. And it is one of the few books where I draw a complete blank. I have no idea what I read in it. Except that it was super awesome, and the school was super awesome, and it is Wayside School, and so I'm putting that in as an honorable mention, and not actually one of the 5 books, because I don't remember anything about it besides the fact that it's awesome, and every review I see from it is awesome. So that's definitely one of the books that I need to reread, and that I would recommend other people read, because apparently it's awesome, and people love it. So those are the schools that are the fictitious schools that are some of my favorite schools, or at least the ones that I think are the coolest and have some cool features. So definitely go check those out, and I will see you guys later. Have a great school year.